Hi friends, my name is Nandita. I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Good morning dear students. Today we are going to discuss about reproduction in organisms from Chapter 7 CBSE syllabus class 10. Children, let us discuss about another type of asexual reproduction which is called vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is a form of a sexual reproduction in plants where new individual arises from vegetative parts such as stem, roots or leaves without the involvement of seeds. This method results in offspring that are genetically identical to the parent plant, maintaining desired traits. This is the mode of reproduction by which plants reproduce asexually. In this mode, new plants are developed from a plant vegetative parts like stem, leaf, and root. Naturally, vegetative propagation involves the propagation of the plants by themselves without any human intervention. Different methods of vegetative propagations are carried out in plants. Children, before going to study about types of vegetative propagations, let us discuss the history and discovery of vegetative propagations. While vegetative propagation has been practiced for millennia, its scientific study became more prominent during the development of botany as for a formal science. Botanists and horticulturists have since studied and refined vegetative propagation techniques to improve plant breeding and cultivation. Notably, in the earlier 20th century, scientists like Joseph Herbert Priestley contributed to the understanding of vegetative propagation from standpoint of a plant anatomy. His work provided insights into the physiological process underlying asexual reproduction in plants. Children, now let us discuss the natural methods of vegetative propagation. One is layering. Layering is a process the stem or a branch bend to the ground and develop roots while still attached to the parent plant. Once rooted, it can be separated and grown independently. Example, blackberries often propagated through natural layering where their canes touch the soil and root. Suckering. The suckering process was new shoots known as suckers grow from the base of the parent plant or along its roots. These suckers can be detached and planted separately. Example, raspberries and certain fruit trees like guava produces suckberries that can form new plants. Children, let us discuss the vegetative propagation through the stem. Rhizome. It is an underground stem in which buds present on the node take a part in the formation of a new aerial shoot during the favorable season of growth. Example, ginger and banana. Tubers. Tubers are swelling sections of an underground stem that store nourishment so that a plant can rest throughout the winter. Axillary buds. Axillary buds, often known as eyes, sprout on the tuber surface and create shoots and grow into a new plant. Example, potato. Bulb. The mother bulb bears from lateral buds which generate new similar bulbs or bulbils in succeeding years. Examples, onions and daffodils. Offset. Offset is the modification of a stem in which there is the growth of rostae of leaves and tuft of roots at each node, and offsets have short internodes. Examples of offsets are pista, water, hynith, etc. Runners. Stolons or runners are horizontal stems that grow above the ground. Tiny plantlets form along the stolon and roots from where they touch the ground. When the parent plant connection is severed, the new plant becomes self-contained. Strawberries are considered as an examples of a runners. Children, now let us discuss the vegetative propagation through the leaves. Bryophyllum. Bryophyllum undergoes for a asexual reproduction by leaves. The notches on the margin give outgrown buds that are placed upside down in a moist environment. The buds, when detached from the parent, grow into a new individual forming the roots. Children, now let us discuss the vegetative propagation through the roots. The vegetative propagation through the roots. In some plants, roots also bear adventitious buds like stems that sprout to form new plants. In this way, vegetative propagation through roots takes place. Example, dahlia. Children, now let us discuss about artificial vegetative propagation. The artificial vegetative propagation is a reproduction in plant that involves human intervention and can be used to combine the best traits of a plant in a single plant to obtain the desired fruit or trait. It can be produced a large number of plants in a short period. This method is used to preserve a plant's natural characteristics which may be lost during asexual reproduction. Children, let us discuss the artificial methods of vegetative propagation. One is cutting. In this process, a segment of the plant, typically a stem or a leaf, is cut and placed in a suitable environment to develop roots and grow into a new plant. Example, the stem cutting of a rose plants are commonly used to produce new rose bushes. Grafting. Grafting is a process. A piece of desired plant tissue is attached to the root stem stalk of another plant. Over the time, this tissue fuses and the scion grows as a part of the stalk. Example, many fruit trees like mango and guava are propagated using grafting techniques to ensure the new plant bears desired fruit varieties. Another type of artificial method in vegetative propagation is tissue culture. In this tissue culture, the plant cells are cultured in a sterile environment with nutrient media, leading to the development of callus tissue which can then form roots and shoots to become a complete plant. Example, micropropagation is used to rapidly produce a large number of identical plants such as orchids and bananas. Children, let us discuss the advantages of vegetative propagation. Understanding the advantages of vegetative propagation helps us to appreciate why this technique is widely used in agriculture and horticulture. Some of the benefits are like genetic uniformity. Since the new plants are clones of the parent, they maintain consistent traits such as fruit quality, color, and resistance to pests. This is a particularly important for commercial growth. Rapid multiplication. Vegetative propagation is usually faster than seed propagation. Farmers and gardeners can produce large number of plants in a short period. Next one is reliable reproduction. Some plants do not reproduce valuable seeds or take a long time for germinate. In such cases, vegetative propagation is the ideal method for mass production. Preservation of special traits. When we define vegetative propagation, one of its significant advantages is the ability to maintain the genetic traits of a plant that is particularly disease resistant or high yielding. Efficient for colonial varieties. Many popular ornamental plants and crops benefit from this method as it ensures uniform growth and reliable performance in varying environments. Colonial reproduction ensures offsprings are genetically identical to the parent, preserving desirable traits. Another type of advantage is rapid establishments. New plants often grow faster since there are colonies and may ready to adapt the local environment. Children, no need for the seeds. Another advantage of artificial vegetative propagation is no need for the seeds. Beneficial for plants that produce few seeds or have seeds with low viability. By summarizing these advantages of vegetative propagation, it becomes clear why many horticulturists prefer this method over traditional seed propagation. Children, now let us discuss the disadvantages of vegetative propagation. In vegetative propagation, no method is without its challenges. The main disadvantages of vegetative propagates including limited genetic variation. Since all plants are genetically identical, they may be collectively vulnerable to pest diseases or changing climate conditions. Size and longevity. Vegetatively propagated plants can sometimes be smaller or have a short lifespan compared to those grown from seeds. like skill and cost. Techniques like grafting or tissue cultures require specialized skills and can be more expensive compared to the traditional seed propagation. Another type of disadvantages is potential disease spread. If a parent plant carries a disease, that entire colonial population can be affected, which emphasizes the need for careful selection and management. Another disadvantages of vegetative propagation is limited genetic diversity. Lack of genetic variations can make plants more susceptible to disease and environmental disease. Children, next, another type of disadvantages is potential overcrowding. Colonial growth can lead to competition for resource among closely spaced plants. Understanding vegetative propagation techniques allows horticulturists and gardeners to efficiently reproduce plants with desired characteristics, ensuring consistency and quality in crops and ornamental species.